I'm Father Robert from Gadget at thetextop.net, the place where it's always time to get your geek on. I'm here at Interop and it's late. Or should I say it's early. It's the last day of Interop and I'm pretty much alone. Except for a few security guards, the cleaning crew is gone, the knock crew is gone. Most people are partying and with good reason. You see, Interop isn't just a conference, it's a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears. It's a little bit of art. We get together with some of the brightest and the best engineers with some of the coolest gear, and we put together something that, well, something that we like. I mean, this is one of the few times that we get to play at something that we're supposed to be professionals with, and that's just different. You'll hear a lot of people say that Interop is an uberGeek summer camp. You'll hear a lot of people who say that Interop is one of the chances that we get to sort of let our hair down, and you'll also get to hear people say that Interop is one of the places where we learn, where we get to swallow humble pie, where we get to, again, work with the best and the brightest, rub shoulders with the best engineers, professionals around the world. And that's all true, but there's something else. You see, you could go to many other conferences to find something like Interop. Contrary to what we might say, Interop isn't the only conference out there. It's not the only networking conference. It's not even the biggest networking conference, really. But what it does have is a culture and a style all of its own. I mean, it's different when we build the network. I seriously mean it's different because there are a lot of conferences out there that will rent the network from whatever conference center they're in. There's a lot of conferences out there that they really don't care about the gear that they're selling, they're just trying to sell it. The whole idea behind Interop is that we're getting together with people who actually know about their products, with engineers who can actually answer questions, with salespeople who understand that this is a different place. This is not just a regular conference, this is not just another chance for them to sell their wares, but it's a chance for them to show off that they've got the state of the art. And you know, again, that's just different. More than that, and I know this is going to sound kind of corny, but Interop really is a family. There's a story I like to tell of, there was, maybe 6 years ago, 7 years ago, we were doing Interop here, one of the very first that we did at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, and I was in charge of monitoring. So that meant that I had to make sure that all the monitoring tools were working properly, that the UPSs were switching over, basically all the stuff that you would need for network management. Well, at Hot Stage back in California, the tool that was supposed to be warning us about problems with power was oversensitive. It was giving us every little glitch, every little power burst, and it started ticking us off, so I disabled it. Well, we get to Las Vegas and I forget to turn it back on. And typically that's not a problem because we don't normally experience power failures. But towards the end of the show, there's that period where the expo shuts down but classes continue for another day. And as the show floor is being torn down, one of the engineers up in the rafters accidentally flips the switch and cuts power to the knock. Well, obviously the APC kicks in, the big bank of batteries turn on, and continue to power the servers in the knock for another 30 minutes. But because I had disabled the alarms, we don't get the klaxon, we don't get the flashing lights that we would normally get with a massive power failure. That was until the 30 minutes had elapsed and the batteries had run down completely and everything goes quiet. I mean, deathly quiet. You can even hear machine noise now, even though there's no one here. I mean, nothing, except maybe a couple of the forklifts in the background. Well, heads turn around, and immediately I know what had happened, and they kind of look at me, and I have to go, yeah, I'm really sorry. And we panic, and we fix it. I mean, we get it back up, we get the servers going again, at minimum of discomfort for the attendees. But it was what happened afterwards that really sort of made me think again about how much I really enjoyed doing this. And that was the lead engineer, who was Glenn Evans at the time, sort of came up to me and put his arms around my shoulder, and he said, you know what, you really screwed up. I guess now you're a real engineer. And that's sort of the camaraderie here. He could have gotten really pissed. He could have said, you're never going to work another Interop. I mean, it was a huge screw up. But because we are more friends and family than we are professionals, because most of us are volunteers. You know, we're not getting paid to be here. We're just coming because we want to be here. It makes a different kind of environment, and one that's really, really cool. And so as I look around, you know, the show floor, as I see all these booths that are soon to be nothing more than bits and pieces inside of shipping crates, I can't help but feel a little bit sorry knowing that another Interop is gone. Another Interop is in the can. Another Interop is ready to wrap up and call history. I would say this: if you ever find yourself with the opportunity to come to an Interop, if you ever find yourself with time in Las Vegas or in New York when we're in town, you gotta stop by. You gotta say hi to the people in the knock. We may be running around like crazy people, but you know, it's always nice to find out firsthand what this means to the guys who show up, to the guys who spend long hours putting all this gear together, to the guys who spend long hours troubleshooting it, and then also to the guys who tomorrow, or actually in a few hours, are going to rip this all down, put it in a box, and say, thank you very much, Interop. We'll see you next time. So, till then, I'm Father Robert. This has been Interop. And remember, there's no uberGeek without you.